What's up everybody, I'm back with another video, and in this video we are going to shoot some bullets and kill the other character. Awesome! This video started out really positive. So let's begin. You could do this the same way as we did for the bow. If you watch the bow videos, we could do the projectile for this, but we are not going to do this for the gun. We are just going to do a simple line trace by channel to make things a little bit more simple, but technically you could also do this with the projectile. So that's up to you guys on which system you guys desire more, but I'm gonna create this one. So in the third person blueprint folder, I'm going to add another thing, which is going to be a blueprints interface, and we are going to use this interface for all kinds of damage dealing properties for other buildable objects that we have already, and later on for the trees, rocks, and other mineable resources. So I'm gonna call this take damage, and I'm gonna open this up. I'm gonna rename the function to take damage, and we are going to pass through one property only for now, and this is going to be the value, which is going to be the damage power, and this needs to be a float type. So the next thing what I'm gonna do is open up my third person character, and I believe we are not going to leave this blueprint in this video. We're going to do everything inside of here. So the first thing what I'm going to do is here on the right mouse button, where we are actually shooting the arrows, we're going to shoot with a gun as well. So what I will do is I will move these up, and I should actually comment these, but I'm going to do this off video. I'm going to make this bigger, and I'm going to move this whole thing, the bottom part where we are picking up the item, I'm going to move this down to have more space, and I'm gonna move this part up. So what I missed in the previous video is here we need to connect this name, and we also need to delete this is shooting arrow, because we are already setting this to false in this event right over here. So I'm gonna delete this, and I'm going to set this in a second. So what I'm gonna do here is, here we are checking if we are shooting an arrow, and we also need to check if we are shooting with a gun. So I'm gonna open up my attack variables, and here I have my is gun drawn, and I'm going to do a simple or boolean. So there we go, and this is going to be our new condition. So if we are doing one of these things, then we are going to go up through the through route, and over here I'm going to do a switch on string, and again I'm gonna add two pins. The first one is for the bow, and the other one is for the revolver. There we go. Now I'm going to drag in my equipped weapon, and I'm going to break the result, and I'm gonna connect the name over here, and also connect the name over here as well for our stop custom animation. And this whole part, these last three nodes, I'm gonna move back, because we are going to use them for our bullet shooting as well. So there we go. And now I'm gonna disconnect this default and connect the bow over here, and from this revolver I'm going to do a line trace by channel, like so. And I'm gonna be very lazy for this. I'm just going to copy these from our item pickup. So I'm gonna copy this whole thing, I'm gonna move this up here, connect the pins, and for the bullet I want my distance to be quite a bit longer than for my pickup, so I'm going to add over here, let's say like 10,000 units. Should be far enough, I guess. We might change this along the way. The next thing what I will do is change the trace channel from visibility to camera, because visibility will not detect our third person character. It will go straight through this, but camera trace channel will. And now from the return value I'm going to do a if branch to see if we have hit something. Then I'm going to break the hit result to get the data from the object that we have hit. And here we need to do one small thing, and we need to check if this hit actor has a tag, and this tag needs to be, in my case, I'm gonna call this damageable. And now I will add this tag to my third-person characters, and I'm going to click on the third-person character self. I'm gonna search for the tag, and I'm going to add this tag over here, and I'm simply just going to copy it over here, and that's all I need to do. The next thing what I will do is do a if branch check from here to see if we have this tag, and if we have this tag, then we need to run our blueprint interface that we created. So now we need to add this to our third-person character as well. So I'm going to select the class settings, and I'm going to add our take damage interface. Now we need to compile to get this inside of here. And on true, if this has a damageable tag, I'm going to do a take damage message, not the event. So take damage. There isn't one, so I guess, yeah, if there is one, that is because we need to drag from our hit actor, not from this one. And if we drag from our hit actor, then we can do take damage message, because we need a target for this one. Now for the value, we need to connect this. So let's see, this is a very long way to connect this, so I'm just going to copy this. Whoops, I cut this out, so I will copy this, and I will copy it over here, and I will connect the value and collapse this back again. Now it should look something like this. So we are doing this take damage. The next thing what I will do is this ending part I will connect over here. I'm going to do a reroute and connect our falses. So another reroute here and connect the false as well. So there we go, that's that. This is a bit high. Let's adjust this. Nice. So we have set this system pretty much up, but we are going to get some issues from this. This is not going to replicate properly. So what I will do is I will add a custom event, and I'm going to call this server do damage. I'm going to run this on server. I will add a input, and this input needs to be a damage float value. So I'm going to call this damage, and this will be a float value, run on server. And from here I will do our do damage function, which I have over here, and I'm going to connect the amount. If you haven't in any case watched any previous videos, this is a very simple function that actually does nothing but remove a couple of HP from our health. And actually, while we are still in here, what we should do is select our health variable, and we should replicate this across the server so that we would know other characters' health once we damage them. So now back in the event graph, we need to add and run our take damage interface. So I'm going to do a take damage event take damage, and from this one I'm going to run our server do damage. So server do damage, I'm going to connect the value to the damage like so, and I believe this should work pretty good. So let's test this out. Let's press play, let's select our character. And if you're thinking that this is the end of the video, it is not, because we will have an issue. So watch, we're shooting and our character just lost health, our client. But even though we ran this on server, if we take a gun and shoot at our server character, it doesn't lose any damage. So we're going to have a small fix for this, which is actually going to be pretty simple. And that is here where we are doing our line trace by channel, checking if this is a damageable. And before we take damage, we are going to do a has authority switch to see if this has a authority. If this has authority, then this is all good and we can proceed. But if this is a remote one, we need a custom event, and I'm gonna call this server take damage, and I will run this on server. And once I have run this on server, actually I will add another float variable, which is the damage, of course. And once I have run this on server, I will do our take damage message, which should actually, this should actually have another variable, which I forgot, and this is super important. We need to have an actor for this. So we need an actor. I'm gonna move him up, and from this actor we are going to do our take damage message. We're going to damage this actor, and we are going to connect our values like so. And now let's run this. So server take damage and connect our value over here, and I'm gonna do a reroute for this target and connect this to our actor like so. So that's that, and this should fix our issue, and now we should be able to damage our server character as well. So guys, that's going to be it for this video, and in the next video we are going to fix some more issues so that we would have a death screen. As you can see, our server character got damaged. We're going to create a death screen, and also we are going to create a not really a death animation, but rather we are going to simulate physics for our character so that the character would fall once we have hit him. So yeah, see you guys in the next video.